them with all of their branding as well. My horse, my penny lover, my first try at a racehorse, and she had 21 or 22 starts, and she had 17 places out of that. So I had a whole lot of fun, even though they were country races where the prize money was, you know, $1,000 or $5,000, and you split that by 18 people. It didn't go too far. But we had heaps and heaps of fun, and you would have thought she was a Mackay diva. So that was it. And of course from there, from Primo Palace, I was approached by my then district governor to run Shelter Box, and the rest really is history. Here I am in sunny Queensland, having an absolutely wonderful life, and I don't know what else I can say. That's me in a nutshell. Thank you.
Has anyone got any questions? Poking or probing her?
No questions? Can I go now?
Jenny, you haven't told us anything about the challenge that faces you today.
Oh, well, as I said, look, I'm always
In a nutshell,
one for a challenge. One for a challenge, always one for a challenge. As we all know, times are tough out there at the minute, and we're in a situation that we need funds, and that's as simple as it is for us to survive. So now we're looking at various ways that we can virtually relaunch disaster aid, but also not only to Rotarians, because we understand the monetary situation there. So we're looking at ways that we can actually put it out there to the general public as well. The beauty of that will be that the name of Rotary will go with us out into the general public at the same time. So it's got to be good for Rotary as well. We're looking at our product, we're looking at our positioning, we're looking at our complete strategy at the moment as to how we can take ourselves to the next level. Obviously still totally committed as a group of volunteers to assist those that have absolutely lost everything in devastating times, and also not to come back on the level of our product. Our product is perceived out there by the United Nations as being superior to anything else that is out there. It had been suggested that maybe we drop the level of our quality of our product. We're not interested in that at all, because we do what we do to ensure that people can have the best they possibly can. So it's challenging times for us. I think I told you last week I was off to Sydney, Sam was there with me, and we met with some of the heavies in Rotary to ask their advice as well as to ways in which we can move forward. And that will now start following our next board meeting, and another vision and mission paper being presented to them, will be presented and hopefully approved, and then we'll do another relaunch as well. But within Rotary, obviously, because that's where our roots are, because we're all Rotarians, but also to the greater community as well. So it's exciting, but it's bloody frustrating as well. It's one of those situations where you go out and everybody says, this is fantastic, you've got our support. And I have to bite my tongue and say, well, that's terrific, but where's the check? So it's just getting that check. And of course the corporate market will be another thing that we're hearing as well. So yeah, I sometimes don't answer things in my email. It's because my brain's going like this, trying to figure out different avenues and ways that we can move forward. So it's going to be interesting, but fun. So,
Jenny, just before you go, just on shelter disaster aid, how many would we use a year, and how many have you got in reserve?
okay, we put out just over 2,500 family survival boxes.
That have been shipped in the last 12 months, 2,500?
Yeah, 2,500. And I have 160 in reserve. That's it. So if there was a huge tsunami, we can't do anything in real terms.
And the majority of the funding comes from Rotary clubs.
The majority at this stage, yes, it does.
So in dollar terms, 2,500, but what are they, $100?
$800.
800, 2.5. It's serious money.
Jenny, what's your lead time from a decision to order more to the product?
45 days.
Have you noticed a drop off over the last 12 months? Like, is the donations decreasing as times become tougher?
The times have become tough, but everywhere I go and everything I read that has anything to do with philanthropy or whatever, everybody talks about decreases. I was in a webinar a while ago and there was 6 of us from not-for-profits. You know, I don't know who the other not-for-profits were. We were all nameless. We were first names, etc. And we became a focus group for McNair. And it was interesting in that because we didn't know who they were, when the question came about your donations, one of them said that their donations was down by 62% in the past 12 months, and the other had said that theirs was down by 43 or 45%. So it seems across the board that is the norm. Also too, from the corporate's perspective, we all know, they're doing it pretty tough. So to be perceived as, all of a sudden donating $100,000 or $1 million a year, if the money's not there, you can't do that. Or there's been a shift, as announced by Philanthropy Australia last week, is that they're going towards the arts and